We're ready to import some images into Lightroom. We have our master catalog set up. We have all of our preferences set. Now we need to get some photos into this folder here. What we're going to do is we're going to create a new folder inside of that photos folder. And I'm going to call this one assignment 1. And then we're going to bring in our first 20 photos. So you can see that I'm selected the photos 120 or the 123 photos folder, and it's showing me that I'm in assignment 1 inside of there with my columns view. And I'm going to create another new folder. And in order to do that, you can hit Command-Shift-N and it'll create this new folder. And I'm going to call this our first 20 images. So we're going to bring our first 20 images in. I'm going to open up my SD card. So my SD card is called EOS_digital. That is Canon's naming convention. And inside of that SD card, I have a DCIM folder and a miscellaneous folder. The miscellaneous folder is whatever the camera needs to use in order to do what the camera does. There's another miscellaneous folder within the DCIM folder. And again, that's just stuff that the camera needs in order to function. What we're looking for is what's in this 100 Canon folder. And when I look in that folder, I'm going to look at list view because I'm going to look for my 20 photos, which should all be from February 6th, 2022 are my demo folders or images that I use. So I select the first one in that list, and then I'm going to go down to the last one, and I'm going to hold down the Shift key, and I'm going to select that last one, and it'll choose everything in between. So you can see I have my images selected here, and I need to get them into my first 20 folder. So I'm going to click on one of the names or the previews of the image, and I'm going to click and hold and drag, and you can see that it dragged my 20 images. And if I hover over this folder and let go of the mouse, it will start copying my 20 images into that folder. And so we're going to let those 20 images copy, and then we're going to eject our SD card because then we're done with our SD card. Your SD card may only have your 20 images on it, or your SD card may only have the new images that you shot on it. If it doesn't, you can make the selection by holding down Shift on the ones that you want to take. If it is all new, then you can, in your SD card, you can hit Command A and it will select everything. Or you can come up and say Edit, Select All, which shows you here, it's the Command A that's up there. So once this is all copied, it's got just another second or two to go. Once it's all copied, I can eject my EOS SD card. And so if I look at the name of it here, and there's a little eject button that I can click on, or I can grab the card, and you can see that the trash can at the bottom has turned into an eject. And so if I run it over to there, you'll see that the card will disappear from this side menu. It'll disappear from my desktop. It should. Sometimes when you just finish copying stuff, it can take it a minute to sort of finally close and shut itself down. So now it is gone. We've ejected our SD card. I've taken it out of the card reader. And I have my first 20 images here. So now we want to go into our Lightroom Master Catalog folder and launch Lightroom. So I go in there and I select that Lightroom icon and I double click on it. Now we want to import our images. This is our catalog that has everything set up. All of our preferences and our catalog settings are set. So I'm ready to hit import. When I click on import, I click on that button in the lower left. If it's asking for access to files, just go ahead and allow it. It needs to be able to access different folders in order to utilize everything. Most of the computers in the lab should already have those permissions set. So I clicked on the import button that was in the lower left, and now I'm going to move up this column. And what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to go find that folder with my first 20 images in it. And I know it's not on my Mac hard drive because I don't want it to be in the computer. I want it to be on my flash drive. So I'm going to click this little triangle next to the Mac hard drive and close the Mac hard drive so that I don't go in there anymore. And I'm going to click the triangle next to my flash drive and open it up. And you can see my 2 folders are in there. If I click on my Photos folder, there's my Assignment 1 folder. And if I click on the triangle next to that, there's my first 20. When I select that folder, it shows me my images that are in there. So now I can preview all of the images that it's going to bring in, and every image that's checked is an image that it's going to import on this go around. Then I look at the top up here, and when I import, I want to make sure that it's adding this. I don't want to copy, I don't want to move, and I don't want to copy as a DNG. I want to add this folder. What that is going to do is leave the folder where it is on my flash drive and show Lightroom all of these images so that we can manage them within Lightroom Classic. Then I go across to the right, and this is sort of my destination and what's going to happen to my file as I send it to that destination. I want to apply during import. I want to add a copyright, and I want to add keywords. So under metadata, I'm going to select New to create a new preset. This brings up a new dialog box, and if I scroll down, you can see that it says IPTC copyright, and it has 4 boxes or 4 menu items to choose. That's what I'm going to fill out as copyright. At the top, it's highlighted, untitled preset is highlighted, and I'm going to rename that copyright so that I know that this is my copyright metadata that I can add to my files as I import them. Then I need to add my information. So I'm going to add a copyright, which on the Mac, the symbol for copyright is Option G, and it'll put that little C with a circle around it. I'm going to put the year and then my name. So it's copyright 2026 Will Hare. We're copyrighting these images to establish that they are ours, that we created them and we own the copyright to them. So under copyright status, I'm going to say copyrighted. They are not public domain. Public domain means anybody can use them for free. I'm going to say that they are copyrighted. And under rights usage terms, I'm going to write all rights reserved. And then for my copyright info URL, if you have a website that you know you're going to keep for a long time, you can put in that website. If you want to put an email in there that you know you'll have access to for a long time, you can put in that email. Or maybe you could put your social media profile in there. I'm going to put OCC photo just for simplicity and clarity. So now I have my 4 elements of copyright defined. I can hit create, and now you can see that the metadata says copyright. So it's going to add that metadata to every file that comes into the computer. The next thing that I want to do is add keywords. The assignment says to add 3 general and 3 specific keywords to your files. Let's add the general ones to all of these images when they come in. That is the meaning of general. It's sort of a blanket. It hits all of them. I'm going to say OCC photo so that I know that I took these for my photo class. I'm going to say photo 123, and you can see I'm putting a comma and a space between each word. And then I'm going to put assignment 1. These are keywords. These are searchable words that will help you find these files when we have hundreds or thousands of files in our catalog. So I've added 3 keywords. I've added my copyright. I'm ready to import these images, and now I can hit the import button in the lower right. So just to really quickly recap, we got here by clicking the import button in the lower left. We made sure we chose our source, that it's adding it, and the images are selected in the center. We're going to apply our copyright and 3 keywords, and then we're going to import it. And once we click import, our images will now show up in our Lightroom catalog.